Hey everyone, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. A big warm thank you and welcome to anyone who is a returning viewer or subscriber. And I just want to use this time to say I'm so grateful and thankful for anyone who's subscribed to my channel. It just means the world to me, so thanks ever so much for that. But anyway, and if you're new, obviously welcome too. So in today's reading we are looking at, does your romantic person have any regrets? Do they feel regretful? Are they sorry? What are they thinking and feeling? So as usual, we have our three piles. We've got pile number one with this card, and it says the end of a tough cycle approaches, and we've got the pink rose quartz crystal. Let's go with that one. Two is take time to breathe out. That's what it says, yeah. With the silver, the little silver circle pendant there. And then the third group, and it says, or the third part, it says emotions are running high. And then we have this little silver and blue pendant here. Okay, so just as usual, just go for the pile that's calling to you. There might be more than one pile, because there might be different messages in different piles. So just go for whatever ones are calling to you, and then that's probably the pile for you. And just to reiterate, like I say every time, it's a general reading for a number of people, so just take what resonates with you, and if a message doesn't resonate with you in that particular pile, then it's probably not for you, it's probably for somebody else. So it's just to bear that in mind. But anyway, I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number one, and welcome back to your reading. So you chose this card to bring you into the reading, and it says the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn, so maybe a Capricorn sign of Capricorn means something to you here. You also chose the rose quartz, and I'm going to lay out all the cards. If at any point you feel like you want to subscribe to the channel, particularly if you like the reading, then please do. Everything is, I really would welcome that. But anyway, I've also got this other oracle card, little crystal oracle card, and it's the crystal that is, if I hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's lepidolite or lepidolite. Apologies if you know how to say that better than I do. And the key words are transition, release, and change. And it just says change is coming, and lepidolite is the perfect crystal to help you with those transitions. Okay, all right. And it also has the astrological sign of Libra at the bottom, so maybe Libra means something to you as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there. Now I've got some tarot cards. I've also got some messages which I'm going to say, I think that's all of them, I'm going to say at the end of the reading, so we'll leave those there. Okay, so what I did here was I looked at the current energy where they're at the moment. I looked at what they're thinking and what they're feeling currently right now, and also within that whether they kind of regret, whether they have any regrets, whether they feel any sense of sorrow or sadness. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've got. So we've got the Two of Swords, we've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Devil, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so with the Page of Swords, I definitely feel that they are certainly still, checking you out, looking at you, seeing where you're up, seeing what you're up to. Page of Swords is about gathering information. It's maybe about checking people out, spying on people a little bit. So they might be looking at you on social media, just or still indeed trying to make contact with you. So they might be texting you, connecting with you, or wanting to still do that with you, because we have the Page of Swords here. Anyway, so the first oracle card is the end of a tough cycle approaches. Now what I feel is that your person, it's interesting as well actually, because this is full moon in Capricorn, And we also have the Devil card. Now the Devil card is also Capricorn energy. So there's a strong Capricorn energy in this pile, in this reading for some of you. Okay, so I feel that this situation for your person has been a difficult one, that they definitely do have regrets here, because they, you know, they've obviously been through or are going through a difficult period right now, because we have this kind of end of a tough cycle approaches. So I feel they're kind of in that, really, and I get the sense that they are having to confront certain things about themselves which they are not very proud of, or they're not very happy about, because we have this devil energy. So there might have been, in this situation with the two of you, or with them in particular, some toxicity, some toxic behaviour, some behaviour which you know, wasn't very healthy. Maybe some addictions, maybe just some negative thinking, something that was in the relationship that limited the relationship, that limited them, that limited their potential, and that limited you and them. And maybe this was a little, you know, maybe they weren't particularly great to you within the relationship. There might have been a lot of selfish energy in the relationship, where they just kind of took what they wanted, and then didn't really consider your feelings very much, really. So it might have been just a quick hit and then off again, and then coming back and then off again. It was that kind of feel to it. Yeah, so maybe in the shadow a little bit, because, you know, like I said, we've got Capricorn in both these cards here, so they might have been in their shadow side quite a lot in the situation. Now with the Two of Swords, I definitely feel that this situation, which I'm assuming is some sort of breakup, has kind of put them into a dilemma. So I really feel with the Two of Swords that they are in a dilemma, really, from this situation. And they have a lot of regrets about that, and it's kind of put them into a little bit of a it's kind of made them feel, it's kind of stopped them in their tracks. I feel like it's stopped them in their tracks, and they feel like they're on the kind of horns of a dilemma for them, because they know that they used to behave in a certain way, that might have given them, you know, instant gratification and a quick fix, that kind of thing. But they realise that that didn't cut it with you, that wasn't right for you. And that has impacted them, that now that you are no longer together, that has had a massive impact on them, and that has suddenly made them feel how much you were to them, how much you meant to them. And they know now that they need to make some changes. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling, because of how they treated you, which they know was wrong now. Of course, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but they now know that that is wrong, and that actually what they really feel is that they would like a second chance with you, because the Ace of Cups talks about new love. But it's a dilemma for them still. It's still this dilemma for them still, because they're still working a little bit in their shadow. They know they need to change, but they're still working a little bit in their shadow. But they know that if that were to happen and you were to be back together, then you would have the 9 and the 10 of Cups here, which the 9 of Cups really is a wish fulfillment. So they are wanting that. They are wishing for that. And the 10 of Cups, they know that this relationship would bring them a lot of happiness. But somehow the dilemma for them is that they know that they need to change. They know that they need to change. And the Page of Swords tells me that there is a willingness on one level to change, but it's kind of in the early stages, because we've got the Page here. So I feel like they are beginning to think about change. They're beginning to maybe, you know, look at ways in which they could change. We've got this person here, you know, looking in a book, looking at ways, maybe trying to gather information, trying to get insight in how those changes could be made so that they could have their wish fulfillment, which I believe is to try to get back with you, really. I do feel that they would like some reconciliation, but they know that they still have some part of them that is stuck in this shadow side, and that they really need to work on that, and that they're still in that, but they're hopeful because we have the, you know, the end of a tough cycle approaches. I feel that they are hopeful of that. They're hopeful that they will come out of this difficult period, whatever difficult period they've gone through. They're hopeful that they're going to come out of that. And they know, because this card also talks about the need to work hard on something and make a plan. Make a plan to make something better. That's what I'm feeling here. So this person, if they're doing all of this, if they're thinking in this way, they obviously do have a lot of regret about how things went down with you, because I do feel that they see you and the relationship as being able to provide this kind of Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is kind of like, you know, it's like a happy ever after. It's like the epitome of emotional fulfillment, but right next to it is the Devil, and that's the thing that is frightening them. They are worried that you know, they haven't got 100% control on the things that caused the difficulties in the relationship to begin with. That sort of energy is still there, and although they're working on that, there's still some fears here. There's still, you know, something going on there that's making them think that there is still a little bit of fear around any kind of possibility of a reconciliation, even though they recognise that you know, there's a lot of love. I do feel like there is a lot of love in spite of this behaviour. I do feel there's quite a lot of love for you and for the relationship and the situation, that even though at the time when you were in it you might not have felt that, because they might have been displaying very sort of selfish, possibly very immature behaviour, which they are sorry for now, and they're beginning to get a handle on the idea that going forward, certainly with you, that needs to change. They need to change, they need to make a plan, they need to come up with different ideas. They also need to be honest. I think the Page of Swords, any kind of sword, is about being honest with yourself and about being honest about the situation. That is also covered in this card. You know, it's about facing a situation as it really is, and then coming up with a plan about how to be different, how to work on it, and to move into a better cycle. But I just want to have a look at this crystal again, because again this talks about transition, release, change. So they know that changes need to happen, and they know, and they're hopeful. What I think is that they're hopeful that changes are on the way, and they want to be able to let go of old behaviours. And this card also interestingly talks about addictions and attachments to old behaviours. You know, the clearing away of, you know, things that limit us. You know, it does also talk about self-love. So maybe your person, because of this situation, is going through a transitional time, a time of change that still causes them to be, you know, to have doubts and fears, that still makes them feel, you know, a bit wobbly sometimes about the idea of whether they want to come back to you, whether they don't want to come back to you. But it's because the rose quartz crystal is also about self-love. So I feel that in many ways that this person is going through a transition stage and wanting to let go of these past behaviours, these past the shadow side of themselves, wanting to work on the shadow side of themselves and promote self-love. You know, they want to be able to kind of write a different script for themselves, write a different story, but they know that they definitely, possibly, or certainly hurt you in the situation. There was definitely hurt in the situation, and they behaved in ways that they are very sorry for now, but they're not at a point, I guess, at this moment in time where they are fully confident that they have got a handle on that. They're working on it. They're trying to come up with a plan for themselves. They're trying to move into a new cycle. They do want transition. They do want change. It's a slow process when you work on your shadow self. It's a slow process, and you know, on one level, you know, you could you know, you could say, well, they are doing well just to even want to try to deal with that, because you know, that's not always easy. However, I'm not in any way diminishing what might have happened to you in your relationship, but I'm just saying they are on that path of healing and self-love, but they're not fully there in terms of whether they could feel confident about returning to you. But in terms of their regrets, they definitely do have regrets about how they treated you. They know they treated you in a immature, selfish way, a hurtful way, and they do think about that. They think about that a lot, and they, you know, they realise that they probably lost someone very special in you, because, you know, there is really a lot of emotional happiness and fulfilment, and they believe that these two cards are what they feel the relationship, you know, could be, what they would like it to be again. But they know they've got a long way to go in terms of their healing, but they are at least on that journey of transition and change, and trying to become a better person. But anyway, pile number one, that has been your reading. Let's have a look and see what these love messages are. So the first one we've got, or what these messages are to you. Oh, healthy choices. Right, so making healthy choices in love and life. Self-love, that's interesting. Self-love, self-care, being happier. Yes, I do feel that the relationship with you probably was a little bit of a wake-up call for them to begin that period of transition and change, and they do now want to make healthier choices, to live a better life, to be a better person, and that means that when they are in that state of reflection, which I believe they are now, they're in a more reflective state, then they are definitely thinking about what happened with you and feeling very, very sorry for that, and not wanting to do that again. You know, certainly if they come back to you, or if there is a reconciliation, they wouldn't want that to happen again. They would want it to be a much healthier, happier situation. Okay, so let's put that one there. Then there we have this card, which says, oh wow, so this one says, I love you unconditionally. So as I said before, you know, despite all of what may have gone on between you, there is still love. In fact, this is unconditional love. They actually still love you unconditionally. Obviously, you know, if they were to come back to you, that would be your choice, wouldn't it, about whether you wanted to go back with them. But there is definitely love still from this person to you. There is definitely regret and sadness about how they behaved, but by the same token, they are on a journey of change and transition where they want to be able to be different. They want to be new. They want to be a new person, a better person, and they feel that the relationship with you was the trigger for that. Was the trigger for getting them onto that journey, and they are, you know, they are thankful for you for that. But anyway, that has been your reading, pile number one. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button, and have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose, excuse me, this card that says, take time to breathe out, Disseminating Moon. Okay, so as I lay the cards out, so obviously today, sorry, we're looking at whether, sorry, I don't seem to be able to get my words out. Maybe that's got something to do with your person. Maybe they need to say something and they can't get it out. But anyway, we're looking today at, whether your person has regrets. Are they sorry for what went down? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? So let's have a look at the cards, and I'm going to let all the cards out so that I can get a sort of comprehensive reading. And if you feel like you want to subscribe during that time, then that would be fantastic, particularly if you enjoy the reading. But anyway, so you've got, that's our first oracle card. Then we've got this crystal card, and it says blue aragonite, and the key words for that are empathy, compassion, and communication. So that's interesting. Communication. Now it has it's associated with an astrological sign, Capricorn. So I don't know if Capricorn means anything. We had quite a lot of Capricorn in pile number 1, so you might want to check that one out as well if you feel drawn to it. But anyway, so that's the blue aragonite. There's a lot of calming colours I've noticed, and also with this little silver, just makes me feel calm in some ways. So maybe there's been a calming down, maybe things are less intense, I don't know. But anyway, let's have a look. So I've got your tarot, I've also got some love messages. Now I'm going to read them at the end, so we're just going to leave those there. But let's have a look at your tarot and see what they say. So the first one is, oh, that's interesting, so that is the 4 of Swords. Yeah, so there's something about calming down, retreating, needing to have respite, something like that, needing to have space, that kind of thing. Oh, 7 of Swords, okay. 4 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, not swords, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like with the swords and with the blues and everything, this person, your person, is definitely thinking a lot about the situation. They're very much in their head about this situation. There's a lot of thoughts going on. I do feel that there's a lot of desire to communicate. There's a lot of desire to get, to be honest, to be truthful, to have truthful communication in this situation. Now what I feel is that there may have been, with the 7 of Swords, some dishonest behaviour, some deceptive behaviour, some behaviour that wasn't right in the situation. Maybe because this is what I feel they are feeling. So they feel that there has been some deception, some deceptive behaviour, some behaviour, like I say, that wasn't right, and it's causing them, or causing the situation to have gone into retreat mode. So maybe that's what's caused the separation, what caused the separation of this relationship, or what caused the breakdown of this relationship, or the row, whatever it is that's happened, and that's making you ask, do they have any regrets? And I think, as I said before, with the 4 of Swords, they are spending a lot of time thinking and reflecting on that behaviour, and they might actually even be just feeling very worn down, feeling very kind of tired, feeling very low in energy from the situation. So I really feel that there is this sense of things may have been, there may have been a little bit of an explosive situation, there may have been a row, again with Swords, quite a lot of conflict, there may have been some kind of major event, and now you know, because something may have happened, and now there is this kind of sort of lull, if you like, after the storm, because because take time to breathe out suggests that there was something beforehand, some, you know, major event, some outpouring of energy that caused you to feel stressed or anxious or angst in some way, and now you need to just breathe out and relax and calm down, because this says take time to breathe out, and it's the disseminating moon. Now this moon it comes out when the sort of intensity of the full moon has kind of abated a little bit. So it kind of suggests to me that there might have been a situation. This might be a kind of breakdown here that's happened quite recently. So there might have been a bit of a, like I said, a bit of a big explosive episode or something might have happened, and now your person is feeling that they need to calm down and retreat because of what happened. Now, I do feel that there are regrets here, because there's simply such a lot of cards here wanting to communicate, wanting to kind of talk about the situation. So maybe it is that you've walked away from the situation and you don't want anything to do with them, but they want something to do with you. They want to communicate with you in some way. But they are feeling, or maybe you are as well, there is a sort of a need for this sense of calm at the moment, to kind of calm things down. And, you know, and be in a time where you can think about and reflect what has gone on. And I feel they're very much in that situation now, because we also have this card, which is the blue aragonite, and here it says, interestingly, communication is the key, and you will definitely send the message. And that's what I feel this person is gonna they do have regrets about the situation, they are sorry for what happened, and they do want to come forward, definitely, with communication. And well, with the Page of Swords here, you know, that's often the card of somebody still keeping an eye on things, still checking you out, still looking at you on social media, still wanting to know what you're up to. So it's definitely someone who wants to still be connected to you. Yeah, so that's that. They are definitely wanting to come forward with communication. I feel like they want truth in the situation. So maybe maybe they lied, like I said, maybe there were some lies, and they want to bring truth into the situation. They want to speak their truth. So maybe they haven't had a chance to explain what went on, or maybe there hasn't been a chance to properly explain what went on, and they feel they want that chance to be able to, you know, speak their truth, to become clear. So maybe there was some confusion with the Seven of Swords, or there has been some confusion, and they need a chance to explain themselves, to clarify things, to make things clear. That's what's going on for them. Obviously that's up to you whether you accept that or not, but for them that would indicate to me that there is a lot of regret, and that there is a lot of sorrow in this situation, because they really want to come forward and to talk to you about this, and they want to communicate from a kind of a whole and centered place. They want to, maybe with the Seven of Swords, obviously with the Seven of Swords, that isn't the most compassionate or empathetic card at all. It's usually somebody coming in and just, taking something that doesn't belong to them, or doing something that's not right, with little regard for the feelings of others. But I feel that now, they are wanting to sort of change that in some way. And they feel that they want to be more authentic, and they feel that they want to bring in more truth, and they really want to do it in a more sort of calm and relaxed manner. And they are trying to, at the moment, I think, gain clarity, and it's important that they feel they want this space to be able to gain clarity and to Be honest with themselves as well. Be honest about their own, maybe their own shadow side that came out in that kind of behaviour, and to you know, to be more honest and more truthful. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, you know, it makes me feel that they, you know, they want to take small steps back towards the connection, maybe in some way. Because the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving energy, and also Pentacles is about building things up again. It's about creating something solid and stable again, particularly with all this kind of sword energy here. I just feel like you know, they want conflict. There has been a lot of conflict in the situation. They want that conflict to now end. They want to kind of retreat from that. They want calm. They want tranquility. They are trying to gain, if you like, their peace of mind. But they are, sorry, they are regretful. They know that they have done wrong. They may have been stubborn. This to me, sometimes this card shows a little bit of a stubborn energy, sort of hanging on. Maybe they're also, it shows that they are hanging on tightly. They are hanging on tightly to the situation still. They may actually already be in communication with you. I think I might have said that before. They may have actually already been trying to text you, try to call you, trying to make contact with you, and you may not, you know, you may not be responding. But they feel that they want to now, they want to hang on still to this connection, because we've got the Four of Pentacles here. And they're quite stubborn about that. I feel like they're quite stubborn about that, and they want to come forward. Definitely as the Knight of Pentacles, but they know they need to kind of maybe have a bit of a plan. They know they need to have a bit of a plan, and to be doing it in a more honest and authentic way. And I feel that they're in retreat, trying to work that out right now. So yes, they definitely do feel, like I said, they definitely do feel a sense of regret, and they are taking this time out to just breathe out, particularly if there's been any, you know, any sort of drama really, and any difficulty that some of you guys might have experienced, any kind of rows, or you know, any kind of an explosion of emotions. They're certainly feeling like there's a need for calm and tranquility and retreat at the moment, and they want to be reflective. They do want to be reflective, and they do want to change and be more solid. They do want to be more solid, I think, more responsible, have a different energy to them. But obviously that's, you know, if they do, you know, if they do come towards you, and I feel that they will actually, but it's up to you, isn't it? You probably need to be quite discerning here, because if you had Seven of Swords energy, that's something that you need to still be discerning about, and still need to be aware of, and have good boundaries, I think, in place with this particular person. But I do feel that they definitely still, you know, see you as somebody that they want to stay and remain connected to. They're stubborn about that, they're holding on to that, and they want to get, you know, they are definitely keeping tabs on you, and they want to, they want the change. They want to change in the situation. They want to change. They want to be more. They're saying they want to be more authentic, more clear, and they want to be more solid for you, more concrete. But anyway, pile number 2. That's been your reading. I do hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button. But let's see what your love messages say. So we have got, the first one we've got is ascending. Transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Yeah, what did I say? I do feel they're in a preparation stage at the moment. They're in a reflective retreat mode, but they are preparing for the situation to ascend in some way, for it to come together again. That's what I feel is going on here. I want to feel that way again. So yeah, they are regretful because they know that they had a good thing with you. I think that's what they realise now. They know that they had a good thing with you. They want to feel that way again with you. They want the situation to you know, to ascend, to be better. And the swords as well, it says, interesting, it says here learning, because swords is all about information, you know, can be about learning. And I do feel that they're going through that kind of learning phase at the moment, and they're in a preparation phase, so they're just taking a moment to breathe, to get themselves centered. And I do feel that they will communicate with you with a view to coming back towards you, because they are very regretful and sorry for, you know, what went down. But obviously with the Seven of Swords, it's up to you to be discerning, I think, here in this situation, and to, you know, to also take your time to decide whether that's what you want. But anyway, pile number 2, this has been your reading. I do hope you've enjoyed it. As I said, hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome back to the reading. So we are doing today, aren't we, whether your person has any regrets. Are they sorry? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? So you chose this little silver and blue pendant here. I'm just going to put that there. You also chose the Supermoon. And it says emotions are running high. Okay. Alright, I'm going to get all the cards so that we can get a comprehensive reading. If you feel you want to subscribe, particularly if you enjoy the reading, then please do. That would be absolutely great. But anyway, we've got another crystal here. It says agate. So this is the crystal agate. And the key words for that are stability, grounding, and truth. So that's interesting that that comes right next to emotions running high. I almost feel like this person maybe needs to be more grounded in some way, or this situation has put them off balance in some way. This kind of relationship or whatever has put them off balance, off kilter. Their emotions are very high and they need some grounding in some way. They need some stabilising. But anyway, I've got some tarot here. I've also got some messages, but I'm going to read them at the end. So I'm going to leave them there and we'll read them at the end. But anyway, let's see what we've got. So let's see what tarot we've got. So we've got the 8 of Wands in reverse. We have got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, let's turn it around so you can actually see it. Sorry about that. Let's bring that down a bit. We have 2 of Cups in reverse. Alright. 5 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups, and the King of Wands, and that is a very interesting King of Wands there, isn't it? Okay, so right, let me just have a little look at these cards. What I feel is that in terms of their, what I feel is that this person at the moment is kind of all over the place emotionally, because we have the 8 of Wands in reverse, we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and that tells me that they are just behaving in a very haphazard, you know, slightly manic way. So this situation has, and I'm doing this, aren't I? I'm just conscious that I'm doing that, and that's how I think they are feeling. I think they are kind of like running around like a headless chicken, and that's why we have the emotions are running high, because I think that they are just have a lot of intense feelings right now about this situation and about you and about everything really in their life. They're just going through a very kind of, they're very emotionally, I think, maybe a little bit unbalanced or unstable in some way, because the 9 of Pentacles normally, when it's about right, talks about somebody who's independent, who's stable, who's centered, who's built up you know, a secure, stable, independent life for themselves. Now, because it is in reverse, it just makes me feel that whatever they are in at the moment is in shaky, rocky foundations. They are not feeling secure or stable in themselves. We also have the 8 of Wands reversed, and normally that is a focused, speedy, heading in a speedy way in one direction towards something. Because it's in reverse, it just makes me feel that maybe they're just kind of like whizzing around, really out of control in some respects. So I feel that they are definitely off balance, and because it comes right next to the agate, which talks about stability, grounding and truth. Now this is a stabilizing stone, and it's used to balance mind, body and spirit, and it creates harmony in all areas of your life. So I just feel that somehow this person is needing that. There may have been, because this also talks about, you know, agate helps to reveal inner truths, cleansing beneath the surface and exposing your authentic self. Also, it talks about healing resentment and, you know, inner anger. So I'm feeling like there might be quite a lot of, like I said, intense emotions with this person, because this is also red, really. And I'm just feeling as well with the King of Wands, there's quite a lot of orange and red there. So I feel like this person, in their personality, is a very passionate, intense person in their emotions. They may actually be, you know, could actually show anger at times, or certainly intense feelings. And I feel this stone has been put here to, it also has the star sign of Gemini, if that means anything to you. We also have fire signs here, maybe with the King of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, if that means anything to you. Yeah, I just feel that this person in their life is not balanced. They are knocked off centre. Their emotions are very high. I think for them, I don't know why, but I'm just intuitively feeling that this person knows that the relationship has come to an end. So they know that the relationship has come to an end. They feel very much out in the cold from that, because the Two of Cups reversed is the ending of a relationship. And also, you know, the Five of Pentacles, you know, and it's directly underneath this kind of energy of just being all over the place. So I feel the kind of breakup or the ending of the relationship has sent them into a bit of a tiz, really. Has kind of sent them a bit off centre, really. But I have to say that I think they do want you back, because we've got the Ten of Cups and the King of Wands here. So they want that, what they think is going to be happiness back, that sense of happiness, that sense of togetherness. And they know that if they get that back, that will help to stabilise them, because, you know, it comes right underneath. If I can pick up the card, it comes right underneath the Nine of Cups reversed, which is this kind of shaky foundations, this not being stable. And I think what they want is they want to feel emotionally stable and happy. And I think they're feeling that this, you know, going back to you or being back with you would give them that. But I have to say that intuitively, what I'm not feeling and what I'm not seeing is any kind of regret here. Because with the King of Wands, the King of Wands is in many respects a great guy. He's, you know, he's very capable, he's very passionate, he's very charismatic, he has a lot of personality, he has a lot of, like I say, a lot of passion, there's a lot of action to him. There's definitely a lot of action to him. But in this particular depiction, I don't know, I just get the sense that this person is a little bit arrogant. And the King of Wands can sometimes be that kind of person, because they are, you know, they're very confident, they're very, you know, cocksure of themselves. And I just think with the Supermoon, because the Supermoon can often mean, you know, you kind of wishing on the Supermoon, or you wanting success, or feeling like you're going to get success. And I just feel that with this person, that yes, they want the situation back, but there isn't a lot of there isn't a lot of cards here telling me that they want to do any work towards, you know, showing regret, being sorry, being reflective. It just feels to me that they're in this kind of situation where they're maybe emotionally unbalanced and all over the place, and they know that's because of the breakdown of the situation, the breakdown of the relationship, and they want that happiness, what feels to them as happiness and emotional security back. But I don't get any sense that they, any reflection. I don't get any reflection in this pile. I don't get any sense that they are reflecting, that they are thinking about how they could be different. This stone says to me, although it talks about stability, grounding, truth, my interpretation of this stone is that they, that's what they need to do, that's what they need to be thinking of. But my sense is that, and that's what they need, you know, they need that stability, they need to be stable in some way, they need to come down to earth in some way and be more slow and steady, and to be more kind of grounded. But so this card is showing up as what they need right now, but I don't see them in their energy embracing that in any way. So I don't see any reflection to tell me that they have thought about what might have gone on, have reflected about what might have gone on. And in fact, maybe this kind of behaviour, maybe this person, you know, the way they are, this kind of, you know, not being grounded, not being stable, not being solid, not being secure, not being focused. Maybe that was the reason why the situation sort of broke down, and maybe that was the reason why certain things happened in the situation. Maybe their behaviours, you know, because they have this, what I want to say is erratic. What I'm getting is a sense of a kind of an erratic sort of nature, and maybe that was the reason why the situation broke down. But for them, what I feel is that they want all the, you know, the good parts of the situation back. They want all the relationship and the happiness and the stability that's going to give them back. But I don't feel they want to do anything, and I don't feel that they feel they've got anything to be remorseful about, or to be sorry about, or to have regrets about. That's what I'm honestly kind of feeling here in this situation. But so that's kind of what I would say here. That they're kind of, that they are just very caught up in themselves. I guess that's what I'm wanting to say. They're very kind of caught up in themselves, and when we're caught up in ourselves in that, to that degree, then we often don't reflect or think about things and how we might have been different and how we could have been different and what we could do in the future to change and show some kind of regret or remorse for the things that we may have done. But anyway, let's have a look at these messages and see what they say. So one of them says the sword and the rose, and the other one says I knew exactly what I was doing. So that makes me think here that, yeah, exactly, this person doesn't really, that whatever they did in this situation to make you want to have a reading, asking, do they have regrets, are they sorry, it just makes me feel, well, when it says I knew exactly what I was doing, that they were aware of what their behaviours were, of what went on. And again, it doesn't indicate to me that there's an awful lot of regret or remorse about that. They knew that what they was doing and they still did it, presumably. And then we also have this other card that says the sword and the rose, really. Now, to me, I don't know why, I'm just picking up that you are the rose and they are the sword. I just feel that that you probably gave a lot in this situation, and that you probably were honest and were truthful and loved them, that you actually loved them. But they were the sword, and I just feel that I've got this, because it's got quite a sharp, obviously a sword's got a sharp point, and I just felt that maybe they were just too harsh with you, maybe they were just too, because swords can talk about conflict, can't it? It can talk about conflict. It can also talk about clarity and truth, and protection. But I'm just feeling with this, it's two. I mean, the sword and the rose are like two contrasting things, aren't they? Because the rose symbolises love, and the sword tends to symbolise war and battle. And I just feel that, in many ways, maybe you were two polar opposites, and that you are the rose in this situation, but they are the sword. And I feel that you actually really loved this person, and they didn't really appreciate you, or they didn't really show you the love that you should have had. But whatever's going on in the situation now, their emotions are very intense, and they are intensely wanting to sort of return to it, but without any real sense of acknowledgement of what might have happened, and how they might need to be remorseful of that, and to change that, and to be sorry. Okay, pile number 3. So that has been your reading. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be alerted to whenever I do my next reading. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye for now.